At Lifehack Coaching, we help women over 35 to balance hormones naturally, boost metabolism, and lose weight sustainably. Hey everyone, I've got Nicola with me here today, and I would love to share her story with you. Hi, Nicola.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Can you tell us, please, a little bit about yourself and why did you come into my program?
So I'm a busy single mum. I've only got one child at home now, but I'm fully responsible for her. So I just wanted someone to give me some guidance on what was the best way to help me, especially at my age, being 50, lose weight.
So what motivated you to start your weight loss journey, and how did you feel about your body before making that decision?
So I was pretty much just annoyed that I couldn't fit into my clothes. I had a great wardrobe, spent a lot of money on it, and I couldn't fit into a lot of it. So that was frustrating me. And just mainly also that kind of belly fat. And I knew that it was due to menopause, but I didn't really know a lot about it and why it did that. And you saw all these healthy people online and you're like, why can't I look like that? Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. When have you noticed the changes started to happen?
So it's probably late 40s, I would say, with me. I've always had quite an active job as well. And in the last 10 years, it's kind of a mix of sitting and activity. So it's kind of been sort of started to creep up sort of around 44. And then, yeah, definitely in the late stages of my 40s, noticed that I was definitely basically going to have to go up a whole dress size. And although I'd already gone up a dress size and I was comfortable with that, I didn't want to go up another dress size.
And have you noticed any other changes happening in your body? Or was it just the weight gain that was bothering you the most?
No, I also noticed that a week before my period was due, I was getting quite anxious, quite depressed, and I was getting hot flushes at night. So I did go to my GP, but, I always find that, I don't know whether it's because having a male doctor, but they don't really know a lot. And I basically told him I wanted to go on HRT, and he didn't even ask me any questions or anything. He just said, okay, fine, go on HRT, And I've also upped my HRT and basically told him I want to up it. He never really talked to me about, well, why do you want to up it? I want to, and he said okay, and I'm not I'm not a GP or I'm not a nutritional expert or anything, so yeah.
And did you find that it helped you to reduce symptoms?
Yes, definitely the night sweats stopped, but it's interesting because I wanted to up the medication because I was starting to feel quite anxious in the mornings, thinking about what I had to do for the day, etc. Just feeling relatively pretty down and flat about a week before my period. Yeah.
And what are you currently taking?
I'm on the patches. Yeah.
Sorry, what are you on? It just cut out a little bit.
Oh, sorry. On the patches on your body. Yeah. So not the tablet form, just the patches. Yeah.
And how have you what changes have you noticed in your body or your mood or anything else when you started to implement nutritional changes like with food? And
so the main thing I would notice is at the moment it's nearly 10 to it's just about 10 to 3, and generally that's my down part of the time. That's when my levels just go completely down. Now that I'm not doing sugar hits, and I was quite one of those people that went for these just to give me that boost in the afternoon and get that 5 o'clock period. So now I find that I'm just kind of on an even keel. I don't go up and down. I'm just nice and even. So I don't have those ups and downs, which is really good because I used to feel so flat, about this time every day. So I don't have that anymore. I don't have the bloating. That was a massive thing. And to be fair, that's probably the best thing I've gotten out of that, is not having the bloating. I was always feeling, I went out for dinner, I went to friends' houses to eat, or even just eating at home, I'd have a really tight, full stomach and felt like I was pregnant. And I'd always joke with my friends, oh, look at my tummy, I'm pregnant, So that's been really nice not to have that bloating full feeling. I'm not hungry at all on the program, and I don't have that bloated feeling.
That's good. That's good. So how different it is to what you were having before?
So there was a really good comment that you put on Facebook, and that really resonated with me. And it's that we say we're on a diet. And I've actually been saying that to my friends a lot. We're not on a diet, we're actually just eating healthy. So I think that's a really big thing to think about. You know, people are like, oh, what diet are you doing? I'm like, I'm not doing a diet. I'm actually just eating, and I'm not eating processed crap, basically. Everything as natural as I can possibly do it. And I think too, when you become busy as a parent, you've got a lot of commitments, it is really easy just to grab things that would make life a lot simpler. But then, to be fair, if you think about it, when you're keeping it nice and simple with natural ingredients, it's actually not that hard. It's pretty simple as well. It's just been a little bit organized, which you know that I'm not particularly organized with that. I am with my job, but not with my health. So it's just been making sure you go to the supermarket and getting the right foods. But now what I'll do is, you know, I might be in the car and I go, oh my God, I'm hungry. And I would normally stop. And like yesterday, I was like, I haven't had a V for ages. And I'm like, well, you don't need a V. You're not tired. And I'm like, oh, but I'm a bit hungry. So I actually just went to the supermarket and I just picked up some apples and some almond butter, peanut butter. And I had that as a snack and I felt much better. Occasionally I'll slip up and have the odd thing. Like my daughter just started her first job at Subway, and I haven't had any biscuits or cakes or lollies or anything like that in the whole time I've been on the program. And she brought home 5 of their biscuits, which everyone knows are really yummy. But I had one last night and it didn't actually taste that great. It was too sweet. It was, I'm so not used to that highly processed sugar that I actually didn't enjoy it at all. So yeah, I probably should have just had an apple again.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? When you're nourishing your body and you're feeding good quality food and healthy and vegetables and, you know, whole foods, then suddenly when you have processed, your body goes, oh, that's a bit too much. That's a little bit too much flavor, or it's too much fat in it, or too much sugar in it, or yeah. And I don't know if you've noticed or not, because you didn't go cold turkey on your lifestyle, right? You still have occasional drink here and there. You still have things in your life that you had in the past.
Well, I think that was one of the things I said to you. You know, I've done different things in the past, and I didn't want to give up my lifestyle. I still, you know, I'm at the age now where I can go out a lot more for dinners. I can go to things, and I still wanted to be able to enjoy going out for dinner. And not a massive drinker, but, you know, I will go out on a Friday night and, you know, and have wines like a lot of people do. But I've never been a drinker during the week. So I kind of find that's when I kind of let my hair down and have a few drinks on a Friday night. But subtle changes as well. So really interesting. You told me a gin and tonic was a better option over the wine. And I've definitely noticed that if I do have a weekend, so I had one last weekend where I drank wine instead of gin, then my weight did fluctuate a lot. So it's just, you can still enjoy life, but just those little simple tweaks and changes make a huge difference.
And everyone is different. Some people can get away with drinking wine and they're fine, and the other one is better with spirits, and it's hard to know why. But that's the one thing we've noticed with you. When, you know, you would have wine, your weight spikes up. When you have gin and tonic, you can get away, and that's fine. And normally, you know, if your weight spikes up overnight, it's not the fat. It's just from water retention. It's from dehydration, water retention. There might be some sort of reaction going on in your body that could affect water retention. So everyone is different. It's not, you know, one size fits all. Just because wine is not your best friend doesn't mean it does not, you know, it's not suitable for other people.
Point as well. I mean, you tailor everything to suit the person you're working with. So as you said, you know, might not work with someone else, but it definitely works for me. So you definitely found out what worked for me, and, you know, I'll be able to have my lifestyle and just make, you know, subtle changes.
So how do you keep yourself motivated? You know, you mentioned yesterday you thought about the V again. What was going through your mind? Like, why did you like, oh no, actually I don't want V. Like, I'm going to get an apple and peanut butter instead.
You were in my mind. That's in my mind.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm going to talk to Anastasia tomorrow. I cannot have it.
And I suppose that's where the accountability is quite good because, through the program, you do have to monitor what you're having. And so I know that going forward, I won't have you, but the other good thing is, the app that you've put me on, because I do believe I've got a girlfriend struggling with her weight and I told her to monitor what she's eating. And because I noticed, she never noticed, but she would reach for the odd cookie or the odd chocolate bar or the odd dessert, and she never even realized she was doing it, or the luncheon in the fridge, that sort of thing. And she was so oblivious that she actually did it. And now when she calls me, she goes, oh my God, I didn't eat this, I didn't eat that. And, it's a huge change for her as well. Just, being aware of what you're actually putting in your mouth, because you might think it's okay. It's generally, you're better off to have something else or have twice as much of something that's better for you and going to make you feel better, rather than binging on something, that's not going to do you any favors in the long run.
I'm the same. When I don't track my food, I sometimes go, oh, why my weight is going up? They go, I better start tracking my food to see what's going on there. And again, having small kids in the house, they have like treats and things, and sometimes you end up eating leftovers after them, or you might have the biscuit here and there. And because you're not tracking, you're kind of not keeping yourself accountable either. And I found when I don't track food, it's easier to hide. It's like you're hiding from yourself. You know what you're doing, but you're just hiding from yourself.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, if I didn't write it down, it didn't happen.
That's it,
right?
Yeah. And the other thing too is like, I do watch your videos, and there's like been some massive losses for people on the scales, and I've still had a loss, but it wouldn't be the biggest out of your clients. But then I have had the measurement loss, so I think it's really important.
Exactly.
People understand that, it's not necessarily because I do work out and I do exercise, so I am also putting on muscle rather than fat. So it really is about how you feel about yourself, and you don't need to look like the models that come up on Facebook, because as long as you're doing something to help you make you feel better, then you actually just overall feel better in your clothes and your own skin. We're all different, so it's good to feel good about yourself.
Exactly. Everyone have different goals. Some people come to me and they want to lose 30 kilos. Some people come and they want to lose 5 to 6 kilos. And that's absolutely fine. Everyone have different goals, and they have different, I guess, not weight that they're comfortable with, but it's more just a weight. Sometimes people come to me and they say, I want to lose 20 kilos, but then they lose 10 and like, oh my God, I feel so amazing. I can walk up the stairs. I can exercise. I feel like I don't have headaches, or I'm not as anxious. So it's not just about scales, but most people, when they come to me, they come because of the scales. But we do achieve more than just that.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I hear a lot women go, oh, maybe I need to go on HRT and then that will help me to lose weight. Well, no, HRT is a great tool to manage symptoms, because there's nothing in the world that's going to replace, depleting hormones. You actually have to replace them with something. There's nothing else apart from hormone replacement therapy that will replace. But food, like nutrition, exercise, stress management, sleep, it will help to manage symptoms if somebody choose not to go on hormone replacement therapy. So it's good to have that as a tool, but it's not the only tool that can be used in order for someone to lose weight, to improve their symptoms, to just feel better. So everything works well together. It's good to see that we managed to get your energy level into stable levels,
yes,
that you don't have those crashes in afternoon. Yeah. What about your anxiety? Is it still the same? Has it reduced, or do you feel like
I think what I've learned is, and I think a lot of mums do that, is they sit up too late because that's my time, there's no one around and it's nice and quiet. And so I do notice that if I don't get enough sleep, that's when I can get anxious. So I've got to be really aware of that. And again, I think you can get into the trap of going, oh yeah, I'm getting enough sleep, but unless you actually monitor it again and go, oh, actually, no, I'm not. Out of 7 nights, I've only had 6.5, 7 hours. And I definitely need 8 hours. I'm that type of girl. And like last night I was naughty and I stayed up late binging on a new Netflix show. And I can feel it in the morning when I wake up, a bit of anxiety, feeling not 100% top of my game. So tonight I'll be in bed early. And believe it or not, I don't even want to drink tonight, and it's Friday.
Good. That's perfect.
I just want to go to bed early.
That's me every day. It doesn't happen, but it's me every day. Anyway, so what would one advice you would give to someone who is struggling to lose weight?
Get on the program. It works. Look, I mean, I'm 50. I've tried everything, and a lot of it at my age you've heard, but it's just good to have it all in one program and have it reinforced and have someone help you go through it and have some accountability.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story and your experience. I'm sure a lot of people would be able to resonate with it. And it's always good to share your experiences because people look at you and go, oh, I see myself in her. That's me. That's exactly like me. And that's when they're like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. So I always say to people, share your stories because it helps. It can be quite empowering and encouraging for other people as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, even just talking about it with friends and helping them with changes has made me feel better as well. So we should all help each other out and stick together.
Yes, pass forward. That's perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions about this podcast or about hormones, weight loss, or just healthier lifestyle, please go to our website at lifehackcoaching.co.nz or feel free to email me directly, Anastasia@lifehackcoaching.co.nz.